Hi everyone, it's Tasleem here, and today's video I just kind of wanted to get a little up close and personal for it because it's kind of an up close and personal topic. And this video came out of a promise that I made to you guys in my last video, which was called Sleeping with Your Dance Partners. And it was kind of cheeky of me because I did it to catch your attention, and it was a little bit of a teaser because I did talk about that topic, but it wasn't in the direction that I think most of you expected. And it's still a good video. Go check it out if you haven't yet. But I did promise that I would be more a little bit going towards talking about what you probably expected, which was more about at least some type of relationships in the dance scene, if not just physical, then something else. So I decided to make it dating in the dance scene, yay or nay. So the reason for yay or nay is because I think this video is a little bit different than some of my other videos in that it's going to be more me asking you questions than me providing answers or insights, because I think some of you out there have a lot of experience in, either maybe you even went to dance to with the intention to meet someone. Some of you went to the dance to love dance and you were surprised because you ended up meeting someone. Sometimes people were dating someone in the dance scene and then they actually found their husband or wife to be, and there's so many different avenues to this, and I'd love to hear your experience. So my very first question for you guys actually is, what does dating actually mean to you? Because whether it's in the dance scene or not, I think that in itself is an interesting inquiry, because for some people dating is like, you get asked out on a date, or you ask someone out on a date and you make it an event, you actually get dressed up, it's exciting, it's fun, and you go somewhere and you plan it, and it's a little bit more official, like it's not just spur of the moment. I like that. I feel like then my time feels valued and I'm valuing the other person's time, and it makes it fun, which I think dating should always be fun. For some of you, maybe dating is more casual and you're just looking for someone to be more physically intimate with, or you want to just meet people and go out and spend time with, but you're not looking for anything serious. For some of you out there, it might be that you are looking for the one and you're dating with the intention to, meet someone to have a family and or to get married and, have it be more exclusive. Some of you out there, like I've had people share with me recently, even in the dance scene, that they are married or are in an exclusive relationship, or they were, and now they've opened it up. So they have like an open relationship or open marriage, and they are now openly dating other people and their partners know about this. Like everyone involved knows about it. And then of course there's the other side of, I don't know if you could call it dating or just, I don't know what you call it, but there's the situation where you think you're exclusive with someone and you think you're dating them and you're together, and then they are also dating other people, but it's not known. They're doing it behind your back, or maybe you are the person doing that. So there's all varieties on this. So my first question for you is like, what does dating mean to you? My second question is, do you think the environment of dance helps or hinders, or, is makes dating different? Like if you're dating within the dance scene, is it different than dating somewhere else? For me, I just think like the nature of dancing, especially partner dance, like makes it different, excuse me. Because of the touching. Like, I mean, sometimes I would be, dancing with someone that I never met before, and we have at least like 3 minutes of it's a really close dance because of the nature of whatever dance we're doing, and I'm like, someone's holding my back, or we're really close, or you can even like smell the person's cologne or perfume, and you're moving together and reading each other's physical movements and body language, and you're not even talking. And I think for me that's a different kind of intimacy, and that in itself, like, even if I was going to date on a date with someone, I wouldn't necessarily be touching them like that or holding them or being held like that right off the bat. So I feel like dancing does sometimes, it can trigger feelings that are more intimate feelings. Like, I've danced with people that I would never thought that I would be like attracted to, and because of the dynamic in our dance and our connection, like, I felt attraction to them that I was surprised by. And it's also been the opposite, where I thought I would be like, I found someone attractive, but then we would dance together and there was no synergy. Like, I just didn't feel like we connected at all. There's also some people have come to dance intentionally to meet people. Some people who thought they were coming to dance to meet people and fall in love got really surprised because they came to dance, and instead of falling in love with the person, they did fall in love, but they fell in love with a dance that they didn't even expect would happen. So my next question to you would be, what brought you to dance? And were any of you out there wanting dance to help you meet someone and meet people and a romantic partner, or to go out on more dates? And what happened out of that? Or did any of you get dragged into the dance scene by someone you were dating that loved dance? And did you end up loving it too? Did you end up not liking it? Did that cause a rift between you two because your partner wanted you to do this thing that they loved? Um, for for some people, like, they were dragged into the dance world. They didn't want to be, but because their romantic partner was in it, they did it to support them and do something with them. And then what ends up happening is the person that dragged them in ends up leaving the dance scene, and the person that got dragged in ends up loving it so much that they actually take it to a whole other level. And then that person that they were dating actually becomes the catalyst to their own love of dance. So yeah, I'm curious if any of you guys find yourselves in those situations. One thing that really hits me is that I feel like dance for me is, I know when I showed up to the dancing world, like, sometimes I would be interested in someone, or I was dating someone, and if they were really into the dance scene, or they were an instructor, or they had been dancing for many years, they were used to going out social dancing and just dancing with different people, even if me and them were dating. So I would just like be like, okay, I think that it was fun at first, and then I would get really like nervous and kind of insecure because they would be dancing with so many people and they were in their confident like role, something that they were really familiar with, and I was new to it. And watching my romantic partner, or the person that I was dating, dancing with all these amazing women, and like, especially if they were really attractive and stuff, I just felt like smaller and smaller and smaller, and it brought out lots of insecurities for me. I know for me that that was something that I needed to work on, but I remember times where I would just pretend that I was okay with, like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna go dancing together, and then we'd start together and they'd be off doing their own thing, and then we'd come back together sometimes, and then we'd go off, and I'd pretend that I was like having fun with it, but it was kind of like, I don't know if I like this. And then I've also been on the other side where I was dating someone that wasn't really into dancing, and they came into the scene to check it out and see what it would be like. And I've had all different kinds of reactions, where someone just loved it and wanted to keep doing it. Another was like, they were like, I know that you love this and I want you to keep doing it, but it's not for me. And then I've had people that will straight out say, like, I'm not comfortable with you doing this because it's strange for them to see me being held and dancing so close with someone. And I completely understand that. Like, I never felt, that they were taking me away from something that I loved or putting pressure on me. I could understand it because, I mean, the dances that that we do, like any of you bachateros, like salseros, especially kizomberos, like, um, zoukers, like those dances are quite sensual and they can be very, especially to an onlooker, it can look like those people have to have some sort of chemistry together outside of the dance floor, because how can you be doing that and being so close, and um, the types of movements and sensuality that is just part and parcel of the dance. People wonder, how can you be doing that with someone if you don't, there must be something there. And oftentimes there isn't something there, but I could totally understand when someone thought that. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever been in relationships where your dancing or your partner's dancing became an issue? It either brought out insecurities, it made it so that you either had to decide not to dance, or um, that it broke the relationship up, or was it the other way around, that like someone saw that you were so in your element in this passion that you had, and they just wanted to support you in any way that they could, and they're like rooting for you even if they're not a dancer? I would love to hear all about that. So like I said, this video is a little bit more about me, like giving you questions, and I'd love to hear your feedback and your experience. And I think that dancing, I guess one of my questions would be, do you think that the dance scene actually, I think I kind of asked this in the beginning, but I'm going to rephrase it a bit. Do you think that the dance scene impacts how you're dating, especially if you're dating within it? Or do you think that it's irrelevant? Like, the way you date outside of dancing can be similar to the way that you date inside, and those things like insecurities and all that would be brought up anyway, whether it's in the dance scene or not. I would love to hear your thoughts. If anything else comes up from this, let me know. And just a reminder that this video is called Dating in the Dance Scene, Yay or Nay? So my last question I'll leave you with is, if you have dated in the dance scene, do you recommend it or not? Or do you think it's not so black and white, and that it's more of a question of the people that are involved and the communication that happens within that, so that it can work out however you want it? If you want it to work out, it will work out because you talk about it. And if it's not something that is going to work out, it's not just because of the dance scene, it's because maybe the communication lines between the two people are just not right. So let me know what you think. I will talk to you soon.